Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 6 of the Wrath of the Minotaur dive party game that we've been running for 6 weeks now. It's a 2.0 custom game, um, and we are knee deep in. I believe the last part was knee deep in an undead man's burial tomb? Or something like that. Anyways, let me go through and introduce everyone so we can get started, because I'm keen to get through this one. Up first, we have Jacob, who will be playing Engelard. We have Luke, who will be playing Alistair.
Howdy.
I have myself, who will be playing Walzer. I'm Dave, by the way. And then we have our lovely DM, Graham, who will be our DM. All right, so Graham, why don't you give us an introduction as to what happened last week or in the last fortnight?
Yes. So the last session that we ran, the players traversed their way through the kind of tri-tiered wizard's dungeon of Alexis the Minotaur Mage. In each of the tiers, there was a blue granite pillar, of which cried the achievements and titles of Alexis the Minotaur Mage. They fought, some would say bravely, some would say brashly, a gelatinous cube.
I'd say bravely.
During that fight, Alistair took several wounds where he was partially digested. Much of his clothing, much of his backpack is falling apart. His hat is frayed. Much of his clothing has been eaten through. He has now wrapped himself in bits of cloth that have been soaked in mud in order to kind of halt some of that pain, I suppose. And so he's kind of wrapped in bizarre bandages and all of that. They made their way to the last tier. If you guys recall, you found a lot of silver pieces.
Yeah.
Yes,
a lot.
And we put
3,000.
them. We put them
and
out
over the course of several hours, took them outside into the, put them outside of the kind of mountain that you're in within. Came back in and found basically what you can only assume, I guess, is the final door, or is a final chamber. Whenever the door was opened, a great figure, a 7.5-foot tall Minotaur with green wizard's robes and rose from a stone sarcophagus underneath a giant stone carving of a wyvern that was carved into the wall. There's wyvern imagery in the floor and on the sarcophagus itself, and you see a second large stone sarcophagus on the back wall or chest, whatever it may be. Whenever Walzer, the first thing happened, Walzer ran in to the middle of the room and struck Alexis the Minotaur Mage in the kneecap, and you guys heard something pop there. When he did, though, remember the stone wyvern released three needles, dipped in we can only assume to be wyvern poison, but he was able to shirk that off. And that was activated by magical rune kind of tripwire on the ground that's about halfway between you and the Minotaur Mage, who's on a raised dais. And I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Straight up, roll initiative. Now, if I remember correctly, I haven't got my character sheet up. Boo!
If you guys recall, as far as you can tell, Alexis the Minotaur Mage has not acknowledged that either Engelard or Walzer exist.
Aside from me smacking.
And only seems to, and he only seems to recognize that Alistair exists. In what guise or in what time or in what space Alistair exists, you're not quite sure.
Maybe you should take off those dirty robes, man. It might help. Let's see here.
Well, it's not robes, it's bandages made out of the robes.
That's true, it is. Okay, so mine is currently 5. Alright.
I'm not seeing a roll. Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Boom!
Yeah.
Fastest man alive.
Okay, Barry Allen.
No.
Walzer, please
Yeah.
take 2 attacks.
Okay. So everyone knows at home, I've recently upgraded Walzer to be a Lucerne Master, which allows me to do 2 attacks a turn. For the first turn, and then the second turn it's 1 attack. So it's been a while since I've done this.
Roll them together for me. Just roll 2d20 and then 2d10.
2d20 and 2d10. Okay.
You know, plus whatever constituent bonuses you have, plus 3, right?
So 2d20 plus 3.
Just roll 2d20. We'll know to. I'll know to add the 3. We can see what they are. All right.
So miss on both, I guess.
Yeah. So the next thing you guys see is the last thing you saw was Alistair rush in, or not Alistair. Walzer rush in with the Lucerne hammer. He kind of, since Alaxis was on the dais, he was standing up. Walzer kind of came across, kind of a horizontal chop, and cracked him in the right kneecap. And he kind of buckled, and he kind of went down on that one knee, kind of putting him actually of a face-to-face height, kind of eye contact with Walzer. I dropped my pen.
Is he shorter than I am? Is he?
No, certainly not. But he kind of fell to one knee whenever you hit him.
Ah, yes, I remember that now.
Kind of puts him on of a height with you.
Remember, so far nobody's shorter than you in this party.
Even though I'm like taller than the average person, but everyone I meet of adventuring status is like taller than me. It's fucking mind-boggling.
It's not going to end anytime soon. Alistair.
You should rename this on the shoulders of giants.
Except for one giant, who's average height.
Anyway,
Alistair.
it's my turn. All right. I am going to. First off, I've got the necklace and the pendant around my neck still, don't I?
Yes.
The one with
pendant is that again?
It allowed us to open the door.
It was the key, right? You made like a key.
It was
necklace.
one of the keystones. Anyway, I'm going.
Small silver key, if I recall.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm going to take it off and kind of like throw it down, far away from, probably about like a meter to the right, kind of thing. See if that might affect.
Awesome. Done.
All right, and I am probably just gonna.
You still have all your spell uses?
Yeah, I've got one Tensor the Tiger. I've basically got one of everything except for Detect Magic, which kind of sucks since we're in like the middle of a room.
Didn't we take like a lot of
traps.
time to like allow you to rest though? I thought you got all that stuff back.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
If you recall, he was able to memorize, or he spent that 10 minutes to memorize another Detect Magic and then immediately used it. Right.
Okay. So he doesn't get the
All
uses back. He can just change.
He's got
his
what he had left, which we established was one Eye of the Tiger, one Fire Burst, a Cantrip, and a Magic Missile.
Okay.
And I'll be using that Magic Missile straight up on that mage now, after I've thrown away the silver key.
Okay.
Alright. So I'll be, let's see, Magic Missile. God. You know, it'd be really good if I actually learned these spells, eh?
And like in real life? Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I know, right? Anyway,
A magic missile of the pizza.
Yep, I'll hold my hand up, pointing towards the Minotaur, just towards its central body mass, and be focusing my magic onto my finger, and then I'll use the somatic component. I'll say Crepitus, and then extend my finger towards the Minotaur, and release the magic.
Yes, the Magic Missile strikes unerringly at the target, as per usual.
Yeah.
1d4 plus 1.
Adding in a small Pichu magical component, so it is.
It's when Guardian Levios Pichu.
Alright. I need a roll, don't I?
Is there like I maybe have asked this already, but is there like an equivalent of like caster level? Does he do extra damage for the more spells he knows or whatever, or?
Yes and no. Typically, it kind of depends on the spell,
Okay.
and it also depends on his intelligence because he's a wizard.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times he gets the higher his intelligence, the longer spells will last, or the higher the range will be, or something like that.
Okay.
All right, the magic missile um,
Bare minimum
runs and strikes the target. Because the Minotaur mage was kind of kneeling face down, the magic missile just strikes him square in the forehead. Like knocks his head back a little bit, and he says, and at that point, Alexis the Minotaur mage will say, "Oh, you're going to pay for that."
Oh, okay. Oh, well.
And then he says,
Did he react at
kinda-
all to getting hit in the knee?
"Well, he's about to."
Okay. All right, yeah.
Take it easy. He will kind of look in Walzer's general direction. He will not make eye contact. Walzer, you see that his eyes are basically just red orbs. They have no pupils. They have no focus. You can't see that he's making eye contact with you or anything.
Okay.
He's saying, "Clever of you to shield your minions behind a wall of invisibility. Two can play the minion game, though." And then he'll say,
Fuck.
he'll kind of point. Then he'll look behind Alistair and Engelard. He'll point, and he'll say, "Credo, quad, creditum, siccum." And then from behind you, you hear some noises.
If he names it, oh, God.
Clever girl.
Thank God, cubes don't make that sound, so I'm happy.
Oh, it's only a fucking wyvern. Thank fuck.
Oh, he's got a pet gelatinous cube. Well, now one of the things I forgot I've kind of not mentioned is we haven't been fighting intelligent enemies.
Yeah.
There's a number of tactics that you can undertake. It won't be necessarily applicable to Walzer, but something that Engelard could do, is with a ranged weapon you can typically guard a square. So you can pick a square or an area, and basically, if anything, as like a readied action, like if something enters that square, enters that space, you can loose a bolt as essentially a free action.
Is that like Overwatch almost?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So something I haven't mentioned, but you can do that if you want to. Okay. And those noises came from behind you. Okay. Behind you and Alistair. The next thing that Alexis will do, since that was just speaking, he will. Still looking, he will kind of turn his eyes to look once again in Walzer's general direction, and he will draw. If you recall, he does have a broadsword strapped across his back, and he will draw that with one fluid motion and bring it around him, and attempt to attack Walzer with a melee attack.
All right.
And he will roll the same roll that Walzer made on both of his attacks.
So he hits me. No.
No, he rolled a 4 also.
Cool.
Okay, so he's on his knees. He's kind of at a disadvantage. He's kind of unbalanced. He will bring with one motion with his left hand his broadsword out of his back, and he will swing it around him. If the dais wasn't there, he would have hit the ground, but because the dais is there, he has enough to swing the sword underneath him.
Sure. Yeah.
Or underneath this kind of girth, and will kind of come up a sweeping up motion at Walzer, and you kind of, dodge your head back, and are able to dodge the attack, and then it is Engelard's turn.
Well, I'm going to turn my head and look to see what the hell where that noise is coming from.
Yep. Behind you see the large or kind of the octagonal chamber you left before, with the crushed granite blue plinth. It's dark in there now because it's light. Because of its light in here, remember there are magically lit torches that lit whenever he woke up. The other chamber is black. You see nothing. You don't necessarily hear anything else.
I'm gonna look up a bit, because I'm gonna look up to like the top of the door. Can I see it as high or?
Yeah, the top of the. You mean like the ceiling in that chamber?
Yeah.
The top of the.
Yeah.
Door.
Especially close to the door behind me.
Yeah, you can look up. You see the top. You see the domed ceiling. It's still dark in there. You don't see any wyverns. That's what you're looking for.
But you
Well-
see a gelatinous cube, and it's like, God
No.
damn
So I'm just close to the ceiling.
it.
No, I'm just gonna attack the Minotaur, right you?
Okay.
So I mean just 1d20. Oh well.
All right. Yeah. Let's see. The crossbow bolt will, run past the Minotaur mage's head, kind of over his head, and strikes the back wall and falls harmlessly, clattering to the ground. The bolt.
So I have a question, Graham. Does
Yeah,
he said that he doesn't know that he thinks I'm invisible, right?
Yes, that's true.
Does he get a penalty to attack?
Definitely.
Okay. It's interesting.
Interesting.
All right. Also, is he flesh and bone, or is he like just bone at this point?
He is rotting flesh.
Rotting flesh. Okay. So, all right. Interesting. Okay.
There's Walter's turn.
I will just I will do one attack at him, I guess. That's probably a hit. Oh wait, no, 9 plus 3.
9 plus 3 is 12. Let me check. That might be close. Unfortunately, that's 2 shy.
2 shy. All right.
Mm-hmm. So is the 10. There's 1 shy.
Yep.
Yep. You're going to swing at him. Essentially, he's going to. Obviously, he's so attuned to the energies around him that he feels the wind coming off the hammer and he's able to dodge effectively.
Mhm.
Or maybe you're just so afraid of the ghostly visage.
I ain't afraid.
And it's
I ain't
already-
afraid of no ghosts.
I think you're afraid. And, well, you obviously are because you missed.
Yeah.
No.
Sure.
Okay. After that, Alistair.
Well, I'm shitting myself right now. Let's see. All right. Well, guess there's one way to stop those wyverns from coming in, and that's to close the door behind us. I might.
Sorry, I
Oh,
don't want to do it again.
might. Well, it seems throwing down the silver key didn't seem to do anything for him. Yeah, at least not seeing, or it didn't deactivate him. So I might just quickly go grab that key and then maybe go to the doorway and try and close it.
All right.
Put there.
Yeah, if you remember, the doors kind of swung noiselessly inward. They swing noiselessly. When you grab the key, you rush back to the door. They swing noiselessly closed as well.
All right.
With your touch.
Yeah, because I had to go to one of them, but the other one must have closed as well. All right.
Yes.
That's good.
Right.
All right. Well, hopefully it doesn't have a way of opening the door.
Oh no, the handles.
I was hoping that there was going to be a glass kind of port, and the nose comes up, and then
Yeah. Yeah, just like that.
we all know where this is going. This is actually a kitchen. All right.
All right. That's
Now that the door is closed, that probably used up my turn. I'd say.
that's going to be your turn. Yeah.
Yep.
The next thing that will happen, Alexis did feel the kind of wind coming off of Engellard's crossbow bolt, and so he will take his free hand that doesn't have the sword in it. He will point it palm out in Engellard's direction, or at least where he felt the. You imagine? Why don't you give me? Let's think of a roll. Let me give you a clue. Let's see, what do we got here? Engelard,
Yes.
why don't you give me... I like thaumaturgy. Roll that for me.
There we go. Ah, 10.
10. Because of the way he's kind of using his hands and the way he's dodging and the way he's moving about and things, you get the sense that he either was always blind or is proficient in fighting blind. Does that make sense? what I'm saying is that he's not taking as much penalty, or he's not having a harder time as you may have think he maybe should or would if he was blind or fighting invisible enemies.
Right.
He will hold his hand out in Engelard and Alistair's direction, and he will say the words, "Vis sims defensis," and a shimmering, invisible, kind of blue barrier will kind of form over his hand from head to toe. I must also say that he stands up at this to his full height, and he also got hit with the magic missiles. I guess it's another reason why he's doing this. And a shimmering blue shield appears in front of him in your direction, and it stays there when he moves his hand away.
I know this is kind of metagaming, but does it look like a tower shield?
It looks like a tower shield.
Okay.
Sure.
Excellent.
But it's made of magic.
Alright. I know
The
exactly
next thing that happens, he will take a downward chop in Walzer's direction. And now that he's stood up, he is considered to be on higher ground, and he will take a bonus.
The fuck? How tall is this guy compared to me?
7.5 feet tall.
And I'm what?
One. Yeah. So he's going to. He may. Yeah. So he brings his sword down. You see it coming. You dance to the side, dance to the left, and you're able to withstand. And you hear him say, kind of to you, "Oh, you insolent cur! I'll get you yet."
And I respond, "You can't even see me, old man."
Cocky.
How about Engelard?
Well, obviously that thing is going to block any bolts I shoot. So, let's reposition. It's only in front of him where he put his hand, right?
Right.
I'm going to then just reposition it to his side.
Okay.
So that it wouldn't be so that I wouldn't be blocked.
I see what you're saying. So do you want to move to his right or to his left? The left is where Walzer is.
Mm.
The right.
Okay, you're gonna move around to the right. How far into the room do you want to go?
Only as far as I need to.
Okay, so you won't cross the magical tripwire. Then.
No.
By the way, I have a question about that, and I think this is probably a good time to sort of ask it. When I crossed it, did it light up the entire length of the room?
Yes.
And did it seem to disappear at any point?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
Okay, so Engelard, you have repositioned.
Yes.
Fire.
Yeah, let's fire again.
Does he get flanking?
I don't think I'd hit anyone.
Or
else.
back attack, or surprise, or anything like that?
Yeah, unfortunately not. You guys are keep getting really close. Yep. I imagine the crossbow bolt goes in between Alexis' legs and over Walzer's head.
Jesus Christ, he's not that fucking tall.
Well, no, but he's on a raised dais. Anyway,
Yeah.
He maybe you duck. You see it coming, you duck. The crossbow bolt hits the wall and clatters harmlessly to the ground. All right. How about back to Walzer? 2 shots.
Yeah.
This time for real.
Oh, come on, game. What the hell's going on?
Yep. This time you think you've got him. This time you're going to go for the leg shots. He puts his sword down on the ground and uses that to parry your hammer shots.
Okay.
Both of them 1-2. Alistair, you see this. You see these parries. He's dodging crossbow bolts. He's dodging magic missiles. He's casting shield spells. This guy is a powerful wizard.
He's serious business.
With the sword.
Either
Alistair,
that or we're
your
just
turn.
rolling really bad. It's one of the two.
A gelatin cube must have been their king.
Gelatinous Cube was the real Minotaur mage.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it. Yeah.
Every wizard aspires to become a cube in later in life.
Immortality in form.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'm still back at the door. I'm watching all of this stuff. The shield's still in the way, so I have no direct way of attacking him.
By the way, Engelard, if you move any further into the room, you will have to cross the Tripwire. Okay.
It's just one of those things where it's like, is it like an actual tripwire? Because the way you describe it is like if you put your foot on it, it will like it work.
If you put your foot on it.
Yeah. Is it like okay? Yeah. So I wouldn't know either way. Yeah.
It's basically in football whenever they draw the lines on the field and the players cross over, it's kind of like that.
Is it more like a barrier, or is it more like a oops? I kicked a wire that actually ran to a mechanism.
It's more like a line. It's not a mechanism.
Okay. Right.
It's not a mechanism, it's magical. So imagine like a magical line drawn on the ground. Anything passes over it or touches it, we don't know which, but it'll activate.
Do you remember the spider crossing over the chest?
Yeah. Okay.
That concept.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, we don't know whether or not it's a one use or if it's still there. So
I hope
don't
it's
have
one
detect
use.
magic.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to trip it again and then have more bolts shoot. So, I think I will probably go over where Engelard is, and I'll ask Engelard, do you have any more of the torches? Do you have any torches on you?
I'm in this. Engelard moved his full movement rate to get where he is now. You will.
Oh, so I'm moving over. All right, I'll move as far and maybe I'll yell it. How about that?
Yeah, fine.
Because I'm hobbling here.
Yeah, he is hobbling.
I can't remember if I have one left or not.
You don't have an inventory?
Wait, crap, you're right. I didn't.
I believe we split them up and lit most of them.
No, I used
we
all
lit
three of
most of
mine,
them.
and then these guys had one each, I believe,
Okay.
if I remember correctly. But I don't know if you lost them inside the cube or.
I didn't. I never was inside the cube.
No, he was never inside the cube.
Okay. Well, I know that Luke was inside the cube, or
So
Alistair.
we have at least one, maybe two then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. And there are torches on the walls you could theoretically grab.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They weren't just braziers. That's interesting.
No, they were actually torches that were magically lit.
Okay. All right. Well, I've hobbled as far as I can.
Yep. About a quarter of the way to him.
Yep.
Anything else for you?
No, I'm good. I can't really do too much aside from just look good in mud and rags.
Yeah, and your bizarre Minotaur skull headdress.
Yeah.
That's right. You are wearing that, aren't you?
Hey.
Yes.
It's
So
my battle helmet.
Alexis will he will look over at Alistair and he will say, "I will say this, Nigel, your fashion sense has sure improved."
All right.
Hey.
So you can see me. Damn.
And then Alexis will turn back to task at hand with Walzer, and at this point he will attempt to grab the top of Walzer's head with his big, meaty claw, big fist. And he will say, "Quod tactum hyacintho."
Okay.
Oh, here we go. How about that? You guys see Alexis reach down, grab the top of Walzer's head, and he will inflict... Walzer, go ahead and make a saving throw versus spell for me.
Oh, the only thing I didn't actually buy today. What's the DC?
Well, there's no DC. Oh, yeah. I guess that's... Yeah, I know what you mean. So that's going to be 14 for you.
Come on. I guess I die. I melt.
You don't necessarily die. The first thing that happens is you lose some... you take some, essentially, cold damage is what it is. It's a chill touch.
Okay.
It doesn't do enough to actually deal you any physical harm, but you guys see, like, energy pulse through the top of Alistair's head. You see, like, veins in his forehead bulge, and then down his neck, and then into his muscles. And actually, Walzer, at this point now, the save was unsuccessful. Your strength temporarily lowers by 1. Okay. So what is your strength? What is your strength now?
15. It's now 14.
It's now
Yes.
14. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. I'm not sure what that actually does to
Well,
combat. So like,
nothing for you. If you had a higher strength and you were getting like a bonuses to attack, you would lose that now.
okay,
But there's nothing else for you. Now and then he will come across. He's still grabbing you though, right?
sure.
He knows where you are, so he's gonna come around with the sword now.
Am I able to do like a saving throw against his grapple? By the way,
On your turn.
Okay, all right.
Because that was essentially a spell
Mm.
that he made an attack roll in order to grab you.
Yeah, sure.
You'll be able to break free on your turn. But he's going to come across with the sword again now this time.